just really disappointing weekend overall, mostly in just the way we played. I mean, it was one of those weekends where I think statistically, if you look at the runs scored in the first 6 innings of the game, it was pretty even, and we just let each game slip away, all 3 of them late. And today's 7th inning was a perfect example of that. They have the bases loaded. We get 2 huge strikeouts, and then the drag bunt. The throw gets away from us, which, 2 runs score, and we're down 2 and get the next guy out, no big deal. But it was just kind of the way things exacerbated there with wild pitch, scores another 2-out single, scores 2 more, and just felt like that should not have been a knockout blow. Definitely knocked us down, but nothing that we can't respond to. I thought, we've so far in this young season, we have responded quite a bit when we've needed to. They scored 3 in the top of the first today. We score 4 in the bottom of the first, and it's a good offensive team. They get up there and they take big aggressive swings, and unfortunately for us, we just didn't have those answers in the bullpen late in each of these 3 games, and that's where the games were separated. And I'd like to think Clemson baseball playing at Doug Kingsmore Stadium is the one who's going to be doing the separating. But clearly we've got to get a lot better, and we will. And this will end up being a very good thing for this team to learn and grow from as the season goes on. And getting some adversity early, we're going to find the positive in it. That's the only thing I know how to do, and that's the only thing we're going to do. So it sucks right now, and it leaves a very bitter taste in our mouth, especially with a team that's very mouthy in the way they celebrate on our own field. So that's double tough, but we are going to find a way to be better, and we will be better for this in the long run.
Questions for Ingle?
We're just from a player standpoint, what do y'all take from this weekend? How do you learn from it going forward?
Yeah, I mean, tough weekend. Losing 3 at home in a row, that's pretty tough. But I think down the road, like Coach said, it's going to help us in the long run. Get to battle some adversity here early, rather than late in the season, and use that to our advantage.
Any other questions for Cooper?
What was that locker room like? Just absorbing the loss and what we heard from Coach?
Just keeping our heads up, stay confident. Got to be able to move on, because losing 3 in a row, it's tough, but got to be able to move on to the next pitch, next game. Got a great battle with USC Upstate this week, and we're excited to get after that.
Any other questions for Ingle? Thank you, Cooper. Questions for Coach?
Coach, I know it's never easy to come off a series like this, but to know what's ahead coming up here this next week for you, pretty challenging games, does that kind of like allow you to keep that within where they can stay positive, stay focused on what's ahead instead of what had just happened?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have a windshield mentality, but we'll learn from this. I mean, we'll go over our game goals. We'll watch video like we do after every game, and win or lose, there's good and bad in every game, win or lose, and we will learn and grow from this, even if we would have won, or even if we would have swept. I mean, we did the same thing last weekend, watching some opportunities for growth after playing Binghamton. So it's one of those things when you have the target on growth, there's just no finish line, and that's kind of how we look at it. Is we didn't get the reward. The scoreboard wasn't in our favor, but the target will very much be on how can we get better. And tomorrow we'll meet as a staff. We meet every Monday from 9 to 1, and we'll do an after-action report and a needs assessment, and we will break it all down, and we'll watch a ton of film, and we'll get very tactical and strategic with this, and we'll put guys in the right roles where they can have the most success and help the team. And but yeah, we're very much looking forward to USC Upstate. I know what's after that, the weekend after that, but right now our focus has to be on USC Upstate and exclusively on playing well on Tuesday, and that's really what it's about. It's not even about who the opponent is. It's just we need to play to a higher standard. That's Clemson baseball. That's the expectations of this program, and that's the disappointing thing with this weekend is we just didn't play well. It's if we play well and we get beat straight up, then we get beat straight up. But I just didn't feel like we played our best baseball, and but that's a good thing that this team is going to find the positives in that to get better from it, and it's going to callous our mind. And we may didn't think we'd have this many losses at this point, but we are going to certainly use them to our advantage to get better from them.
As you talked about coming into the season that you wanted games for some adversity to see how they respond when they took the punch. I guess were you at all surprised by how they reacted to the punch, or was there any aspects that you feel like need to improve, or was it could you see some of this coming, I guess, in terms of the way they played?
Yeah, I think when you play in this league, this is one of those leagues where, and I would put UCF in that same category. As a program that's a regional contender. They're going to the Big 12. They've got very physical players, very talented players. So it's a conference-esque caliber weekend, and this type of league would chew you up and spit you out if you can't take that punch. And I thought we have so far been doing a good job of responding when we needed to, and we get down and we come back and get down and come back and tie it up, but there really is there's no end to that. It's if you get knocked down 7 times, you get back up 8 times, and I just felt like that 7th inning today turned out to be a knockout punch, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been a 2-spot inning, and okay, so what? We throw a bunt away and we're down 2, we get the next guy out, and we find a way to shut it down right there. And those are the things when we're talking about from neck down versus neck up. Those are the things that we're not lacking anything from a physical standpoint. We have all the pieces. We at least feel like we have very physically talented players, and whether it's a mental game routine or just being able to still stick with it and be resilient in a moment of adversity. Those are the things that can be trained, and they get trained as they happen. And so that's why, even though as much as disappointing as this is right here, this is going to be a very valuable experience for us moving forward, going into as we move into this week and move into conference play and just move into the rest of the season. These are all valuable pieces of experience that are going to help us get better, because we're going to be chasing at the end what all teams are chasing, and that's the surge, that's the spike, that's playing well when it means the most. But the teams that are the championship teams, it's the ones who are battle tested. It's very rarely the ones who went untested and go wire to wire with this unscathed season where they have no weaknesses. It's the teams that had that adversity along the way, and that's truly what makes their team and shapes their identity and is part of their journey. So this is going to be part of ours, and it's not a feeling we want to get used to, but we certainly want to learn from it and move on and be better starting Tuesday.
What did you tell Olchuk